Hello and welcome to the Calyx. I am your keeper of arcane lore for the evening, Becca Scott, and soon we will introduce our fabulous players to you. But first, just want to say thank you to Chaosium, who creates Call of Cthulhu, who publishes their scenarios. You can find it all at chaosium.com. And we have a very, very special coupon code. So if you go to chaosium.com, you can get 10% off anything you order there by using the coupon code the Calyx, like that, but without the space at checkout, which is pretty awesome. And that's for everything on the web store, not just Call of Cthulhu. They also publish RuneQuest and 7C, which are incredible RPG systems. If you want to run a game for your friends, even if you've never done it, hey, if I could do it, anyone can do it. And just remember, it's all about having fun with your friends and telling a story. Also wanted to mention, don't buy RPGs from any of the big websites if you can help it. Buy it directly from the publisher, like going to chaosium.com, because when you do that, then it helps the publisher to sell directly and helps them keep a lot more of the proceeds. And then they can make other awesome scenarios by being able to hire writers and stuff like that. So always buy direct from the website, not from that other thing, everybody. And so glad to see everybody in chat tonight. We are live right now here on this 2nd of December. Yes, live. I know we were doing a replay earlier just to get people excited. I was doing a replay of an earlier episode because this is part 3 of the Crimson Letters. And the Crimson Letters are named such because there was a professor that passed away tragically at Miskatonic University. If you know anything about Lovecraft Country and Arkham itself, you know Miskatonic University is the #1 home of studying the occult and esoteric, bizarre things from other worlds. And this professor who passed was in charge of the Arkham witch trial papers. We are in the 1920s in a setting where everybody has a gun, it's prohibition, and they say cat and mouse and tiddlywinks and get your kicks. Those are expressions you will hear throughout the night. It's entirely accurate depiction of exactly what the 1920s was like. Without further ado, let me bring in my incredible players. Let's start out with an incredible actress, a producer of RPGs and player of them herself on her own channel, a regular streamer, speaker of French, drinker of tea, player of piano, Josephine McAdam.
Hi. Thanks for doing
Hello.
this again, Becca. Thanks for having me.
It is my great, great pleasure to have you here this evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderfully. I've got a fresh cup of tea and I'm here with 3 beautiful ladies, so, can't complain.
Life is good, right? I was very impressed
Indeed.
to hear you have a tea advent calendar. Is that correct?
Yes, I do have a tea advent calendar. I love it.
Well, I look forward to learning about the other 28 types of tea that are in your calendar.
20,
I don't know.
22.
Okay, so 25 minus 2, 23. 22?
Yeah, no,
I
you
don't
don't
know
get
how
one
Christmas works.
on the Christmas Day.
It's my very first advent.
Oh, wait, really?
And I wasn't in a stupor at my parents' house, just floating around in my childhood bedroom and like,
okay.
what is time and space?
You can get whiskey advent calendars. Anyway.
If anybody wants to buy me a present for Christmas, now you know exactly what I want. It is a whiskey advent calendar. Well, great. So glad to have you back. And are you in the middle of a Kickstarter campaign at the moment? Indiegogo?
Yeah, it's Indiegogo. Yes, we are in our last week of our Indiegogo campaign for season 2 of Eclipse, which is a dark sci-fi tabletop RPG using the Mothership system. We did our first season in October and we're funding for a second season. We're doing like a big extravaganza celebratory 8-hour stream on Saturday for our final weekend as well, which folks might want to tune in for.
All right. I bet someone in chat has the power to go to Indiegogo.com and share the link for
Oh, there it is. There, Ace.
already on it. And I cannot about when I said someone, you know I meant you. You know I meant you. All right.
Thank
Perfect.
you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, excellent. So glad to have you back. And Celeste Claire, who we will check in with shortly. Let's bring in next the incredible doer of all things, crafter of crafts, streamer of streams, photographer. I realize this again applies to both of the other women I'm going to introduce, except for the crafting part. I think one of you crafts more than the other and also really knows what to do with a notebook. Kate Elliott.
I was just taking off the lid. I wasn't going to smell it at all. Hello, nice to see you. My name's Shyla, and also my name is Kate. Hello, this is my normal voice. Please judge me on this and not on Shyla and these fantastic notes we've been taking. Look at this fantastic expert detective work. And if you notice, there are several pages dedicated. That's what that is. That is a grown-up doing a grown-up job right there. Oh, no, that's real notes. We don't look at that. We look at these. Yeah.
Well, those are excellent notes. And Shyla Mister, investigator extraordinaire, is on the case and really knows what she's up to.
She certainly makes the appearance she knows what she's up to.
Yeah, absolutely. So I can't wait to find out more about her and dig in a little bit to what happens to her a little later on if she survives the current battle that she's entangled in. But before that, just want to check in with Kate. How you doing, love?
I'm doing all right. Thank you so much for asking, Becca. How are you? Sounds about
what's a day?
right.
What's
Yeah.
a week?
What is that?
What are holidays? I'm great. It's good to see you.
It's great to see you too. And you know what? We're bringing a little joy here in these solemn winter months. So good for you.
Yes, that is the only goal here tonight is to have fun. So glad. And you're getting some love for your new hair look. I really like the new hair.
Thanks. Yeah, we're very slowly going silver, and it's good fun.
Silver doesn't happen overnight. You got to work for that.
It's been so much work. But the chemicals smell great, so that's something.
I imagine that it was natural coming from your life experience and wisdom.
Yeah, a lot of fear, a lot of trauma. Just completely just graze your hair out, honestly. I mean, I was thinking
about how Shyla's this now, and I was like, oh yeah, she's nearly died a bunch of times, and she's terrified and also maybe secretly a child, so of course her hair's gone white.
Because everything's so frightening, but it'll all make sense when I grow up, won't it?
It will. And you know what? I think it's a lesson in not to grow up too fast.
Definitely don't do that. You fall down more. You're taller, you fall further. It's bad.
Absolutely.
What is growing up?
Great question. All right, our final guest, a streamer, an incredible game master. I'm just going to say keeper, but not always. And has just recently done a Jane Austen themed RPG, which I would like to hear more about. She could tell you not good time society, good society. Havana Mahoney, hello.
Hello. I made that mistake multiple times running that game. I kept calling it Good Time Society. just accidentally plugging your channel, which that's how much that's how you know how much I love you. It's just my subconscious even is like plug Becca. But yeah, hello everyone. Thanks for having me back. I'm so excited.
I too am excited to have you back. Bernie James is always a voice of reason, and
for now, maybe her near-death experience has changed her.
Yeah, she has experienced quite a near-death. Well, should we get into this game here?
Yes,
beautiful friends. Okay, in that case, we need an overlay.
Becca, this overlay to die for.
This whole thing? I just whipped it up.
It was nothing.
It was nothing. Well, I snapped my fingers and it appeared after I started with Photoshop. It's fine.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. So let me tell you all a recap. So I began with telling you how you're investigating the missing Arkham witch trial papers. You were called upon by the dean of the university, who told you about the professor who had passed away and was responsible for the missing witch trial papers, which are not only extremely important, as you've found out, because of their mythic consequences, let's say. They're super cursed, but also because they were bequeathed to the university by a wealthy family, and that family really wants their very old and important papers back. They want to sell them to a museum. They don't know if they have value. That's why they entrusted them to the university. But all that is unimportant now that Bernice James has gone and got herself cursed. After you went to possibly
Wait, you're
break
cursed?
Yeah, I touched the papers.
You began at the university investigating the office of the deceased professor, and there you found hints that led you to believe that he was a professional forger in addition to being a gambler, and though rather suave and debonair, not the best guy. You met his lover, Lucy, who he planned to run away with before his untimely demise, and you then went to the apartment of Cecil Hunter, the artist who helped him with his forgeries. He did the brokering. He couldn't do all of the artwork and the very specific details by himself, and that's where Cecil came in, as written on Shyla's notebook.
Cecil Pac-Man. I think that says Pac-Man.
It's in code.
Cecil
The one-
Pac-Man,
yes.
indeed.
He's just
You
eating
did it.
everybody. Ha!
Oh no. Oh no, I can't do that. Okay. There you found, in Cecil Hunter's abandoned artist loft with the door kicked open, you found just nothing, very little furniture, papers spread all over the artist loft floor, and all in an elaborate circle, and in the middle of it were these very yellowed ancient papers that you felt an aura around, and Bernice picked them up and put them into her bag. They were on her person and she had touched them. When you found Cecil at Arkham Asylum, he
Batman.
was a very interesting character.
He was Batman.
He was Batman. He thought he was Batman. Different Arkham, same asylum.
Mhm.
Doesn't make sense. It's fine. You questioned this man who had gone insane, and he seemed to impart to you that it was the witch Kezia who had been burnt alive in the trials. Did she die? Did she not? Who knows? But there were tales of her in the witch trial papers that you need to get back, and some of them may have contained her essence. And that is what Bernice has with her when you go to the basement in the Undiscovered Trifles Artifacts Emporium of the very creepy, the very large and grotesque man who seemed to have yellow flesh that sort of almost melted off of him, who seemed to leave a trail of ooze in the air as he walked by. It's just kind of the vibe that you got from this guy. In the basement of his antique store, you found torture devices. You found more of the papers, and you also found the man himself who had invited you there and shown you his ghoul form. And he wants the papers that you have. You see that he was torturing Lucy, the lover of the dead man. And Havana broke her free of the ancient torture device.
Women supporting other women.
And that is and you also found,
don't forget the radio that was talking when it was unplugged. That was cool, wasn't it, Bernice? How you were getting haunted by like your ex or something. And I was like, what's going on with that? And you were like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, I tried to talk to it and it didn't talk to me and I don't talk to you. So what's going on there?
Yep, that happened. And the mysterious sigil that was burned into Cecil Hunter's back also appeared on Bernice's back. Bernie, as she prefers to be called. So while you were down in this basement, you found another torture device, a wooden trunk that looks like it could hold a human body with several thin swords stabbed between its boards. And when Celeste Auclair, the famed stage performer showgirl, better known as La Sirène, how do you say in the French accent?
La sirène.
La Sirène. Opened the trunk, she found the body of Amelia Court.
No!
Daenerys Targaryen.
My
Amelia
queen!
Court, who was the assistant of the professor. And she tells you, burn the papers, destroy the witch. And
Bernie the papers.
As
Bernice
Celeste,
the papers.
Celeste throws her lighter to Bernice after Bernice had taken Celeste had taken a high heel and stabbed it into the face of the ghoul Abner Wick. You did a spin kick and kicked into the face. Is that
yes,
right?
yeah, right.
Yes.
Yes.
Your heel
That
came up.
dancer vibes.
Dancing is also a fighting skill. Capoeira.
Yes! Sorry, I was looking up videos of capoeira earlier today.
Dance
Why?
fighting is fascinating.
I want to be that!
Yes.
I just know it from that Bob's Burger episode.
Okay, sorry, we derailed.
No, I don't care. I'm gonna watch you guys do capoeira in sync with each other all night. And we need to watch that Bob's Burgers. Okay, so
Sorry, the note she left said what?
the note she left.
Amelia Clark?
Oh, her dead body or living body that with oozing blood out of her mouth was inside of a torture device, a box, like a trunk.
Right.
She's stuffed up in it, kind of like you imagine a magician's assistant, except there was no trick. She was literally stabbed with these swords. So good magic trick there. Okay, so
But
Bernie
you
was
said
on-
she said something? Or there was a note? It said kill the
Oh, she screamed at you that the only way to stop the witch within the papers was to destroy it. And Celeste had thrown her lighter to Bernie, but Bernie, you are dying.
Thank you. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Okay, killing it.
I made my con save.
No, go away. You made your con save. You were down to 0 HP. And you needed a friend to perform first aid successfully to get you back up to 1 HP, so you will no longer have to roll a con save every single turn to see whether you die or not. But you're still very close to death at 1 HP.
Best first aid of my life, gotta say.
Your body is still on the wooden board with the leather straps where you have released Lucy. She went dashing for the door and out of sight.
And great.
Well, she's not a fighter.
Neither am I, apparently.
Doesn't seem that you are. You are, in fact, a bartender that knows what she's doing when it comes to swinging cocktails, and also has a great knowledge of the city of Arkham, which came in use to bring you into this case and introduce you to these fellow investigators. But in the throes of battle against this disgusting, ghoulish man, not so much. Shyla Mister, child inside of a trench coat, maybe stacked on the shoulders of some other child. We're not sure.
I am a human grown-up.
Has in fact masqueraded very well as an adult investigator and not been challenged to this point. But now is the moment where Abner Wick, the ghoul, speaks to you and tells you once again what he wants. Listen to me. I brought you here because you have something I need, and I will get it from you one way or the other. Please, trust in me. If we harness the power of the witch Kezia, perhaps we can bring glory back to Arkham. Witches will rule, yes. You like that, do you not? Bernice?
I guess I want to know the curse that's on Bernice. Is that influencing her in any way at this point? Like, I feel like I know what Bernice would say, but I feel like Bernice is under some sort of influence, perhaps of a witch that would love to come back to power.
Absolutely.
So,
you make a very good point that all of the sanity of the loss of Bernice has come in contact with something that is beyond herself. And she, since touching the papers, feels something running through her veins that feels foreign. And I would like you to roll a d10 because I think that you have been inflicted with something that is not fully your own. It is a...
oh, I got an 8.
Okay. Let's see.
Are you looking at some sort of wild magic chart? What's happening over there?
I think that you are going to be inflicted with insanity in some way because of the witch that has potentially gained control over you. So she is fighting to give you an insanity. And where is my page number? Let's say that it is...
Oh no, Keeper can't find it. I guess it doesn't happen.
Why didn't I? It doesn't happen then.
Bernie's
Okay.
fine.
I'm fine. What could go wrong?
Yeah, we'll see how you're feeling in a moment. But Bernie, I would like you to give me a sanity check to see if this witch that is pulsing her power through your veins does take control of you or not.
Huh? I got a 38, and my sanity is 48, so.
Oh, okay. You're safe for now.
A mild success.
All right. So Bernie, the papers, there are additional papers on the table that looks like what you've seen. You are on not the board that you're on. There is just a dining table in this room with a plate sitting on it that has what might be a toe. If you look too closely, you will notice that someone has been dining on something that wasn't exactly food. Bernie, what you were just tossed the lighter by Celeste. And there are the papers nearby you. There is the ghoul in the room pleading with you to listen to him and team up with him and give him the other papers that are currently in your satchel.
I think you see this moment, like the ghoul asks that question, and you see this moment of hesitation with Bernie, and then you also see her face change. Like it's her face of like the pain that she's in, and then it twists into something much darker, and then it twists back and twists back again. And she puts her head down in her hands. And then seemingly, I guess, shakes it off and reaches into her satchel to pull out the papers and flicks the lighter under them.
Great. As soon as she does, a purple light bursts from right where the fire touched the corner of the paper, and all around the rim of the paper, it seems to glow. This old yellowed paper, it vibrates with the purple flame all around it, and yet the paper itself doesn't seem to be burning. You hear from within, seems like it's coming from within the ink itself. Yes, try and destroy me. That will set me free upon this town, and I will be able to destroy all of the descendants of those whose relatives were present for the witch trials. Thank you, my dear. And from it, it's not just your friends here coming from what sounds like the ink, but Bernie, you hear it coming from within your own mind, and your mouth moves against your control as she speaks through you and through the ink itself. I'm gonna need Celeste and Shyla to roll for sanity.
So about that toe.
It's a
18 and-
failure.
I did fine. I'm looking at this up here and I'm fine.
I got a 67.
Okay.
That seems
above.
bad.
This bad.
I got an 18.
Well, that's
Celeste,
good.
You have seen your friend speak. You have seen the embodied spirit of something beyond this world speak through your friend. And I think that's going to be 1d6 of sanity loss. Can you roll that for me?
That's a lot.
Could be one.
I hope so.
Fine.
What was your loss?
It's a 1.
Iconic.
All right, describe to me your reaction of seeing Bernice experience this and how you are able to shake it off with barely
Well,
fright.
Yes, I have this is clearly not Bernice because I have been watching, taking in, admiring Bernice over the last few days and maybe even longer that I've been going by the bar and this is, for a moment I'm shocked thinking that my dear has changed somehow, but then no, I tell myself this is not her, and I calm myself back down.
Excellent. All right, Shyla, you rolled successfully on sanity as well?
I did. I rolled an 18 out of 75.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Why is your sanity so high? You are the most like unstable of all of
Because
us.
you know what's strange? Every time a loud noise happens, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so loud. Let's look over it. What is that? That is very shiny. I'm going to go check that out. I
The
feel fine.
ADD is protecting her.
It's a blessing and a curse.
All right. You have begun to bring out the witch Kezia, and
I don't like this because I was told that burning the papers would do the opposite, Becca.
well,
You wouldn't lie to me, would you?
Could
maybe
I
Amelia Court lied to you? Yes.
Oh,
Celeste.
fucking Amelia. Yeah, can I casually walk over to Bernice and ask her to, do you have a light?
Bernice, do you have a light?
Yes, I'll let's say like this happens fast enough that I'm still holding the lighter on the other papers. So I'll just it's still on and I just shift it to the side and make eye contact with, now that my eyes are done being rolled back in my head. I imagine I'll if I'm done being am I done being possessed?
Don't know.
Oh.
And then I tried to get her attention. I said, Bernie, hello. Could I have a light? Ma chérie, hello?
Okay. So you're trying to get through to Bernie. Bernie, can you roll your power? I want to see if you can overcome the witch trying to take control of your mind.
35.
Yes, that is a success. You're able to push through. You feel her mind fighting with your own back and forth as you feel the pain from the sigil still burning into your back as well. But you are able to hear Celeste offer her the light, and you could say something to her if you wish.
I don't know how much longer I can hold this back. This Kezia, she's inside of me. And she's roiling.
Well, get her the fuck out. She does not belong there. Miss Kezia, look.
Yes, my dear. You can feel her presence right in front of you, Celeste. And you see fingers first, and then a hand reach out from the papers in Bernice's hand as she holds them up, flaming with purple light. The hand reaches out and strokes your face gently, but it's not completely opaque. It's like a translucent shadow of a hand.
Oh, hello. Look, I've known
Help
many
me to
witches.
rule.
It does not bother me too much if you want to maybe run free a little. Just leave me and my friends alone, yeah?
That all depends. Are you perhaps descended from those who possessed these papers because they killed me and my sisters? Why else would you be in possession of such items?
Oh, look, we were just hired for the job, you know. We have no idea what the fuck, who these belong to
And
in
you
the
know what?
past.
We came across these papers, as Celeste said, and we were asked to do this thing. And then we met you, and we were like, hey, you know what? Women got to stick together. So, you know what? How about we help you out? You help us out. And then we all just kind of rule the world as women. Does that sound cool? We're your friends now.
Yes. Yes. She seems down for this, and Bernie, you feel a sort of the pain that you're feeling in your back turns into a warmth and a strength, and it feels as though she is moving through you as well and imbuing your limbs with a mystical power. And you get a bonus die on any of your combat rolls because Abner Wick, the man who was attacking you, paused momentarily to appeal to see if he could reason with you. He was startled by the witch's appearance and coming out through your face. But now he sees that you must be destroyed because you have taken the witch who he wanted to ally with. And so he turns to where Celeste and Bernie are on the table. Shyla, I believe that you're closer to let's see. There wasn't a window, but you were holding up papers trying to trick him into running up the stairs, I think. So you're closer up the stairs. Because you had tried to trick him into running into your notebook, thinking that it was the papers he was searching for, but he wasn't fooled.
Well, you know what? If I'm up the stairs but closer, I'm just going to parkour right off this bitch and I'm going to land on top of him because I've been tackled by my brothers before. I know exactly what to do. So here comes the elbow.
Excellent.
In a
So
pile drive.
Yes, I like that. Let's say that the stairs are sort of exposed. We're in a cement basement, sub-basement, and the stairs sort of go up and around the room with no railing. So he is pretty close by you. As you run up, you could jump down and slam him. Yeah, so give me your fighting brawl, and he's going to roll his defense.
This is not going to go very well, Cousin Tiny, but let's see. Where'd it go? Why is it hiding? Where's brawl?
The second column.
Thank you. There it is. Thank you so much. That's a 45 out of 25. I'm going to say he's standing right here, and I go, yep.
He is a big man.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem to be phased easily. You fall onto him and you hear something go snap underneath you, and then he snaps it back as you tumble off of him and fall to the floor. And because he succeeded in his fighting back, he's going to slam you down as well. And you're prone on the ground. Let's see what sort of damage he can do with his brawl. 1d3 plus his damage. D3 and a D4.
How bad? No.
He does 4 damage to you, Shyla.
I am very nearly dead. So close to death. Oh,
what's
that light I saw before, it's much brighter now.
What's your HP?
1.
Okay, Shyla. You are prone, and you're gonna have to stay on the floor until someone is able to perform some sort of first aid on you. Bernie, you are given a temporary boost of 5 HP by the witch after she imbues your body with her power.
Love that for me.
And as that was happening, we're going to go back to the top of the round, and it's going to Celeste.
Well, I walk over to Shyla. Are you on the ground? Are you splayed
I hope I am, otherwise this is weird.
Abner Wick is still in combat with you. The witch is now on your side, and you could potentially call on her to use her power as you see fit.
Going to do. Miss, what's her name? Keziah Miss Mason? Is that her name, Miss Mason? Keziah Mason? Did I make that up?
Are you
That's
talking about the
right.
witch?
Is that her
Oh,
name?
Kezia
Yes,
Mason.
that's your name.
Yes, that's the
Kezia.
witch's name.
Kezia.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Miss Mason, my dear. So if we are going to work together, would you mind getting this decrepit man off of our dear friends, please?
Oh, yes. Oh, it would be my pleasure. But I don't seem to have a body of my own. I'll just have to use your friend here. And
Oh, no, no,
Bernie.
no.
Oh, a little late.
Bernie, she's going to act on your behalf. I'll let you act in this round as well. But she also gets a turn to act, and she doesn't have a body of her own to use. She has imbued you with additional force, though. So let's take your scores, and we'll double them. Okay, so she is going to fly at Abnerwick, and Celeste.
Literally?
Fly.
Literally?
Yes.
Bernie
She's
go.
going- No, she is standing up onto the torture device, which is this wooden bed, and she's going to take a flying leap. It's not exactly just buzzing around the room, but it is jumping so high that it is doubling what Bernie herself could do. She is given additional power. She's basically a superhero witch goddess at this point, and so she's going to attack. Bernie, can you actually roll your fighting brawl? But instead of the 40 that you have, it's going to be 80.
I rolled a 34.
Okay. He also succeeded, but because you're attacking, you get the upper hand, and you fly through the air with the power streaming from her fingers. The purple fire that had been in the papers in your hand, as you let them go when you take this leap, the fire engulfs your whole body, but it doesn't burn. That's what is lifting you up. And you fly at Abner with claws extended, and you're going to rip his face apart.
Double roll.
But he is a big man, and as you take some damage, but your claws, your fingers, which have now grown longer nails into claws, as the witch prefers, she takes out huge chunks of his face, and he's still moving towards you. He's still standing upright. All right, Celeste. Is there anything else that you wanted to ask Kezia to do, or anything that you want to do?
Let's see. Is there a path to Shyla now?
Yes.
Like, is he
you have
distracted?
distracted Abner. Yes. Shyla's lying at his feet, and Bernice is clawing at his face. So he is momentarily distracted.
So I will walk over, lean down, take a long drag of the cigarette, and then attempt CPR, I suppose. Little mouth to mouth.
I'm definitely not breathing.
Excellent. Do you want to roll for first aid, where you can heal 1 HP? Which I believe if she's down to 1, that's a major wound. So yeah, we'll go for first aid.
Okay. Did we do the thing with the check marks from last time? Do we do that at each session, or do we do that
Let's
later?
do it at the end of this combat.
Okay.
Uh-oh. No!
I got a 99.
Oh God.
You just smash your face into my face.
It's it seems that momentarily you've forgotten everything that you once knew, Celeste. You've healed before, but it seems that whatever happened to Shyla, it's so internal. It's very much just like being thrown on your back on concrete. There's not too much that you're seeing that you could do for her in this moment. And
She's very sweet, but that there's like a passion, a need. The power of love maybe missing.
yeah, really,
I
the
tried.
power of love helped you in the past. That was the missing ingredient. Okay, Shyla, you can't actually fight back particularly well from your position on the ground and your low HP. We'll see if we can get your HP back up. But you could make sort of movement if you'd like.
As I'm laying on the ground, that zombie man's still walking, so I'm just gonna gently grab the little bit of bottom of his trousers, his pantaloons, whatever the heck he's wearing, and I'm just gonna hold on to it when I get dragged. But I slow him down a little bit.
He's wearing tuxedo pants from the fancy dinner.
That's right.
Well, fancy. Well, those have weak zippers, so maybe if I can pull on it hard enough, we can embarrass him into submission.
Okay, as the witch claws his face as she's floating midair, Shyla grabs onto his trouser leg, and I'm going to say that you are locked on there tight. Well, yeah, you don't even have to roll for that. All right, Bernie, as the flying leap loses its suspended gravity slightly, you start to fall into Abner, and you have the opportunity to make an attack if you would like.
Yeah, can I try and shove my gun in his mouth?
Absolutely.
Oh.
All
right, you have a 32 revolver, and you pull it out from your you were wearing red silk pantsuit, as I recall, that was borrowed from Celeste.
That's all right.
Hold on, are we at the fancy thing?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you had gone back to her hotel.
No, this is really Shyla.
Yeah, you look incredible. Right, okay. You really, you were showstoppers when you walked into that restaurant. But now all of you are, your beautiful clothing is almost in tatters. The silk red that you were wearing, Bernie, is falling off in places after he strangled you. You've become quite mussed, as you recall, which knocked you down to 0 health originally. Okay, so you take out your 32 revolver, roll for firearms.
Okay, and then you said I use an extra die? Is that what you said?
Oh, yes, because you have the power of Kezia. So you can roll with an additional D10.
And then what do I do with?
And then take the better of the tens digit and then just roll the ones digit once. Or just roll twice and take the better. We'll say that's
okay, yeah, let's do that. Because I only have tens.
All good.
19.
Okay. He rolled to dodge and he was successful. So let's see who had the better level of success.
Okay.
Oh, you're almost at a hard success, but not quite. And his stats show Abner Wick. Let's see. Fighting. His dodge. He made it whip, but you have the same level of success. So you're able to get the shot off. You take out your gun from your pocket as you're sort of like grabbing onto the back of his head to keep from falling off of him. And you shove the gun into his mouth and fire. Give me a D8. Minus your damage bonus is -1 because you're rather small.
You're small.
I can't.
So 4 total.
Okay.
Do I get any extra damage bonuses from Kezia? Is my gun a witch gun?
If she had been firing it, perhaps. But the
She
bullet
is.
is just a regular bullet.
You're
firing
one.
it. You're in control at this moment. Okay, so
I think as Bernie pulls the trigger though, and that gun enters the ghoul's mouth, her eyes roll back in her head, and she goes,
"Do you think this is a game?"
That was fucking terrifying. Yes. Okay. So you're gonna do that again in a second. As you fire into this ghoulish, what was once a man and no longer is, his face and the back of his head explodes in red matter as his eyes just stare into yours, Bernie, and a long serpentine tongue wraps around the gun, and he tries to say, "I'll see you in the afterlife." You can't quite understand.
No, I'll see you in the afterlife. I heard him.
As this giant man that you're basically hanging on to falls backwards against the cement of the stairs and is dead. And Kezia, the witch, flies out of your body, Bernice, and turns to the three of you.
What's
floating
happening?
inside of you. And she's so
Nothing.
grateful that you have released her. She uses her power to lift all three of you up very sacrificially, arms spread aloft, just to say, yes, now my true powers are to be unleashed on the world. I will destroy all those who have hurt any witches that came after me. And she also says something in a voice that is unspeakably unsettling. Bernice.
What do you want me to say?
Havana. I don't know. Hey, what does the witch say to you? She's so grateful.
I thank you, each and every one of you. And perhaps if the lineage does not come down the line as such, I will spare your lives. But as is revenge, I think I won't if given the opportunity. No offense.
The three of you fall to the floor, and you see the purple light swim around the room. You see the papers torn up. The ones that had her insignia on them float in the air and then gently fall down. And Bernice, you feel something draining from your back as if it's sucked from you. And you see the purple light take off up the stairs. And that's it. Years have passed. You haven't seen your companions in several in 2 years.
That's weird. I haven't seen Celeste considering we're married, but okay.
I had to go back home probably, for a little bit.
Right. Had to go to
Yeah.
France. Yeah.
She said she would go there to deal with some things,
She never came
settle
back.
her affairs, and she is planning to come back. In fact, she has written to you, Bernie, to say that she is going to be in Chicago, coming back to America, taking a ship, and she will be bringing her belongings with her in a trunk. And she is performing in Chicago at a theater called the Lincoln Theater. And she will be performing as Les Series with Josephine Baker. One
Whoa.
only, a duet performance. Of course, they'll have the backup dancers and everything. And you see advertisements, or you would all over, but you are in Arkham. Let's start with our friend Bernice.
Wait a minute. What did you just? That was very sneaky. Bernice is in Arkham?
We've all been in Arkham.
Wait, are we all,
Arkham is
hang
the
on. Are we
city.
institutionalized right now?
No.
No,
sorry.
okay, okay.
the city.
The city is Arkham, but you were at an Arkham
Great.
Asylum,
Right,
and
yeah.
it is in common parlance, with that well-known franchise. Arkham is known as the asylum, but
yeah.
Arkham is the town in Cthulhu. But Bernice, you went back to work at the Speakeasy, and you decided you wanted to level up a little bit. You have been working with the Arkham mob to smuggle rum to different states. And there is a new place that you need to personally escort this rum that you actually were making with Joe, the bartender. You two have created this recipe for a bathtub rum, and you're bringing it to Chicago. Celeste and you have corresponded back and forth to say that you will both be in Chicago at this time. And you're very excited to see the woman you met so many years ago now And
So, you know,
have been
boat
longing
travel
for ever
takes
since.
a long time, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where is
Well, you were hitting her. I mean, you can't just hop on an airplane. It's not that
Yeah.
easy in 1920. Celeste, you are in Chicago at the Lincoln Theater at this very moment. You are at rehearsal. Josephine will be coming in after you, but you're working with the choreographer, Josephine Baker. Completely
Yes,
different.
no, I
Yeah.
know.
But you are working with the choreographer, Pierre Lepieux.
Okay.
Isn't that the name of the skunk? Isn't it?
It's Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, Pepe.
You may call me Pepe if you like, sir. I have heard much of your renown. I am French as well, and it is so prideful that we can come to America and show what the French can do. He takes your hand and kisses it. Your work in these rehearsals has been devastatingly beautiful.
You flatter me, Pepe.
It's Pierre, but yes, I like when you call me growing on me more and more.
So Madame Baker is on her way.
Oh, yes. I am excited to meet her, I admit, but
I am
really,
such
it is
an
you, I think, will
admirer.
be the star that will go down in history.
No. Josephine is such a sight to behold. I have been an admirer for so long. I am a little nervous, to be quite frank, to be performing side by side.
No. You must not be. The secret is all in confidence. I worked with Josephine some years ago across the pond, and that is what she told me is her deepest secret. You must believe in yourself before anyone else will. And then you go over the number once again to get it perfect. Can you give me a dancing skill check just to see how much you knock it out of the park?
Yes. Let's see. No, merde.
Nailed.
Celeste, if you want to perform with Josephine, you must give me your best work. You can't be afraid. Describe to me what's happening.
You're right. I'm just tripping up just a little bit. It wasn't a big fail, just a little fail. My footwork is not what it used to. Maybe I have not stretched as much as I needed to. I feel it's just I have friends from out of town coming in, and can I just take a moment, please, monsieur?
All right. Well, we have no time for moments. The only way to get better is to work and work and work.
Okay.
But no, perhaps a martini. No, you make an excellent point. We need martinis. We'll work better that way. He starts to make one for you.
Oh, fantastic.
All right. As you are preparing at the theater, awaiting perhaps to meet Bernie at the bar later on this evening, there's one more person that has recently found themselves taken to Chicago. Shyla, first, we're going to go back to a week ago.
Where you finally learned to ride a bike.
You've been working in Arkham as a PI, and you've created quite a reputation for yourself as someone that asks a lot of questions and also is unflapped. People at first are a little put off by how young you look, but you quickly convince them that you are an investigator that is not to be reckoned with. And you are coming out of your office. It says Shyla Mister, PI, in lettering behind a beveled glass door. And as you're closing the door from the night and walking home, you see two men in trench coats following you. You see their outline. It's dark, and there's only one street light that's working on your street. It's an oil lamp, and it was not properly oiled this evening. You see, one of them has a fedora.
One of the street lamps?
One of
that
the
my hat?
figures walking behind you.
Do these figures look large like grown men?
They do.
Or do they look like children in trench coats?
Dad? Brother?
Dad,
you?
Dad and brother.
Listen, sweetheart, you can call us that if you want to. And as they step a little closer, they step into a small pool of light coming down the road in the intersection in between two buildings. And you see the slightly bigger one say, "Oh, that's I wish it would be a pleasure to be considered your brother, Ms. Mister. But no, it's just us. Oaks and Shaughnessy. The two mob gangsters that you met in your adventures a few years before come looking for you.
Hello, gentlemen. I see you have sought out my expertise again. How may I be of service to you?
Well, you see, we told the boss about you and how impressed we were with the way you just got Oak's hat off of him, and you just sort of made your case to us in a way. Well, we stopped looking for that guy, that dead guy we've been looking for, after talking to you, Miss Mister. Really, we were entranced.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Well, we told the big boss, you
Yes.
know, he looks at the signs. Pinky Winstead.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Well, you should.
Pinky.
He's the boss.
Of course, many rumors, amazing legends, of course. What's new?
Well, what's new is that he wants to talk to you.
What about specifically?
He told us to bring you there without any interference, without anybody seeing you, and that he's got a big job for you if you're willing to take it. He wants to put you on assignment. You see?
Oh, it's a pretty good job if it puts you on assignment, says Oaks, the guy without a hat.
You know what, Oaks? You are right. And you know what? When this is all over, I'm going to buy us all some fancy hats. So why don't you take me in? And you know what? It sounds like, did you even get paid for doing this right now to bring me to the boss? You didn't get paid, did you? I can see it all over your face. You're like, what? Payment?
No, well, we're on a system, you see, where we get
Interesting.
paid when the boss feels like it, and he didn't feel like it last week, but maybe he will next week.
Fascinating. Well, how about you keep hoping for that? And how about I give you a little money right now? We become best friends. And then next time you need some money or I want to give you some money, you can just come over and maybe you can take me to the boss or tell me what he's up to or whatever you like. And I can give you a weekly statement. That means money every week, which is very nice for you, especially because you don't know when you're getting your next paycheck. And that way you can tell me everything. That will help me and it'll help you too.
Okay. Let's see if you can get a persuade roll. So what you're trying to do is take these hoodlums, as it were, and let's roll against their intelligence. Okay.
Persuasion? With my persuasion?
Yeah.
My persuasion is 65 and I rolled a 31.
Amazing. All right.
Hey, you see, so you're trying to say you're gonna pay us every single week, and we don't even have to beg you or nothing. You just pay us what you tell us, and all we gotta do is tell you what Pinky's up to.
Pretty much, you just tell me what he's up to, what he's drinking that week, where he's going. And you know what? I'm not even like saying that. I'm promising it to you. So you can have that anytime. But here's the deal. You have to keep it 100% secret because I will pay you this much every week. But if you tell anyone about our deal, you will owe me this much. We have an NDA agreement. I've written it right here. Give me your hand. Thank you so much. You've signed it. Wonderful. And now, so if you want this money from me, thank you so much. That works. Okay. So,
Wait, will you pay us what about right now you give us each $10?
I love that very much. But this is our first week. I feel like we should go on a trial basis. Why don't you show me what you've got? And then if you impress me, I'll give you 15 next week.
Oaks and Shaughnessy look at each other and they're like, yeah, okay. All right. Maybe we're down for this deal. All right, we'll slide you any information we know about Pinky. And right now, I can tell you, he just asked to see you.
Great, let's go see him. Does he like donuts? We can take him some donuts.
All right, as you walk in, this is a club in the evening hours. You're taken into the back entrance and you're led up a VIP set of stairs that go into an office. On the wall is red velvet curtains all along either side of this hallway. And as you hear Shaughnessy. He's right in front of you. They're looking, and Oaks says, "Oh, he's gonna love donuts. I mean, nobody's ever brought him food. Nobody's ever thought to before. Everybody's too scared of him. But really, I think you're the first one to think of it."
You know what, Oaks? I think everybody's lacking love, and everyone just needs to know that somebody cares. And donuts can do that. Why don't Oaks? How about with your first paycheck, you go out and buy yourself a donut because you deserve to treat yourself. You're special too, my friend. I love you and care about you.
That's a great idea. I mean, nobody ever told me that. My mother never told me, and my father. They always said, "Oaks, you stupid oaf. Why can't you figure anything out?" And while you're having this conversation with Oaks, Shaughnessy has tapped on the door to what looks like an office, and he slipped in. He's come back out and said, "All right, boss will see you now. He says for us to wait out here, Oaks." You slip in. You see a man sitting behind a big oaken desk, leaning back at his chair.
Hello, good sir. I have brought you many treats ahead of our meeting. As you have invited me here into your beautiful abode, I bring you presents. We got a jam, we got a custard, we got a plain, and we got an old-fashioned, whatever tickles your fancy.
Set him on the desk.
There you go on the desk. Let me just open. There you, let that waft. There you go. What's up?
I've heard about what you can do. And I'm trying to set up a new operation.
Yeah.
I need counterparts in different cities. Ones that can contend with all types of different characters. And I've heard that you, young as you may look, are not one to be messed with.
I appreciate that. Sorry. I appreciate that.
Oh, you don't have to do my voice just for me to like you.
I thought mirroring was good. I read mirroring was good. My bad. Okay, go ahead.
You do you. What
Okay,
you doing?
I'm just doing me. You do you, boss.
That's what I like about you.
You know?
I've had my guys giving me the lowdown on what they see. And what they see is you solving cases.
Yeah. Only the ones I want to solve. You know what I mean? Sometimes I have an agreement with certain people.
Yeah. I get that. I have agreements too.
You know?
I was thinking I could make an agreement with you, or maybe you could be my Chicago counterpart. I'll give you 2 of my lackeys as well to go with you, watch your back. How would you feel about that?
I took a shining to those guys outside. They're real nice. They're both downtrodden, but aren't all lame ducks and all underdogs, and that's what we are here, is a kingdom of underdogs. You know what? Can I take those 2 with me?
A kingdom of underdogs.
Actually.
No, that's who I was going with you. Oaks
But maybe
and Shaughnessy. No, what you said is good, and I really like
Yeah,
that.
that's a
You're
good plan. And maybe you
underdogs.
can, since we're at a new agreement, maybe you can communicate with them directly. So you only have to trust them with stuff you don't want me knowing, and then they'll just tell me what you want them to tell me, and then we can all just follow your lead.
I brought you here because I already decided to make you an offer, but now you're confusing me.
Okay, sorry about that. I tend to do that, but I'm on your side. I'm down for whatever. So you just tell me what's up, and I'll just.
I'm not going to report to Oaks and Shaughnessy. You're going to report to me. Do you understand what's happening?
Through them, or are you giving me like a calling card? What is that? Telephone calls are expensive in 1920. I don't really know how I'm meant to keep up. Are you paying me?
I'm going to put you on my payroll as a direct representative of Pinky Winstead
in Chicago. Because you know what? The Chicago mob, they're
Yeah.
about to learn a lesson from Arkham's Pinky Winstead, if you understand me.
Awesome. I love that we're going to be best friends. What is it you actually need me to do?
I need you to go to Chicago and I need you to look in. I've sent some men there already. And they
No
were
women. That's your problem, honestly. You got a lot of men around here and not enough women. That's maybe why you're not doing so good. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about your economy later. Okay, so they're there.
That's
I'll meet
exactly
them.
what I've been thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking I need to send somebody who thinks different over there to represent Pinky. Because
Yeah.
we're never going to make any headway with the mob if
Yeah.
I don't have any respect. And
No
you know
respect.
what? The body bags that I saw.
Yeah. Were they large?
Gruesome.
Oh.
They were.
Oh, dang. Shyla walks over and put her hand on his shoulder. It's okay.
My child.
You're so stressed out. You know, it's a big job being a mob boss. Let me help
Yeah.
you out with some of that responsibility, okay?
One of my
It'll be all
guys,
right.
his name was Guy, and he came back
Oh,
with so many holes bitten into him.
bitten?
I don't know if it was one of those Mickey guns or what it is, but he looked like eating ground beef.
Yeah.
Couldn't
That
tell
sounds
if
gross.
he buried him.
Okay. And so you're sending me to Chicago. There are some dudes there. What else is happening in Chicago apart from fantastic pizza? I've heard. I don't know.
You tell me. I hear
Oh.
they have excellent entertainment.
Yes.
In fact, he pulls out a paper and shakes it. And
Oh.
kicks his feet up on the desk.
It's loud.
Newspaper.
Sudden.
Le Serene, straight from France, with Josephine Baker, will be performing there next week. I wonder, I'd love to go, but my work keeps me in Arkham for the time being. Perhaps you could be my representative there.
You know what? I could do my best. I am very good at talking my way indoors. And I'm not saying I know anybody there because that's not what I'm saying. But, I bet I could get in and that'll be fine. What do you want to learn about that place? Like their drink prices? Or are they bootlegging? Or did they have the boobies? Are they all the way out with the dancers? What do you want to know?
That's exactly what I would like to find out.
And
Okay.
as he asks you, he answers your various questions so you can be very detailed in what you do for Mr. Winstead when you're in
Perfect.
Chicago. He gives you very detailed answers to every single one of these questions.
Many
And we're gonna-
questions.
We head back to Chicago as Shyla is going to be traveling with Oaks and Shaughnessy in tow, following her every command. She's paying them. Their boss is paying them. Their boss is paying her. Shyla's got it all locked down. We head back to Chicago, where Bernice is waiting behind the bar that she has not only delivered rum to this evening of her own design. It's called the Rusty Kettle, and she's waiting here. She wrote to Celeste that this is the place that they should meet. And the bartender, what'll it be, sweets? It's a woman, and she seems to be. She's got luscious red curly hair flowing down her back, and it's curled up in pen curls right around the top. She's wearing a sort of flappery dress made of red, those little feathery things. Can I get you a drink, Toots?
Yeah, I think I have a tab running. It's for Bernie.
Oh, yes, drinks on the house. I'm sorry,
Right.
I was told.
Right. Yeah, I think, they say not to do this, but I think I'll drink a bit of my own juice.
Yeah, the Arkham Special. All right. Let me pour you a bit of this. It's a bourbon, right?
That's right. A rye.
Oh, she's very impressed with your knowledge of booze. As you sit at the bar,
Those are two different kinds of whiskey, huh?
Yep, sure are.
But this is special. It's a bourbon rye.
It's a
So-
bourbon rye. It's a bourbon rye. The
Yeah,
driest
that's
of bourbon ryes. All right. Yeah.
It's basically the rosé of the whiskey world.
Yeah.
And as you're sitting there, the door to this speakeasy that was down a few steps off of a main drag. It looks like a dirty old basement, but there's a guy behind the steel door with a little slidey window for his face. And Celeste, you approach the rusty kettle, go down the 3 steps. As he slides it open, says, "Password." Wait a minute. Are you Listerine?
La sirène, oui. C'est moi.
Oh, wow, miss. I'm so sorry. You should probably be on the permanent VIP list. He slams a little eye hole shut and opens the door. Come on in. Please make yourself at home at the Rusty Kettle.
Yes. Yes, don't worry about it. And Celeste is like weirdly nervous, like not like how I usually see her. A bit flustered even. Just how do I look? Do I look okay? She turns to whoever the dorm person was.
Yeah, I'm going to say that the door is opening in such a way that the patrons at the bar and sitting at the tables, there's also some light music being played by a band, piano and strings. And he looks you up and down. He says, "Oh, miss, honestly, I've never seen a more incredible sight in all my days."
Okay. She lights a cigarette. And then she starts to like strut in, looking for Bernie. And
Give me a
she's
quick
wearing
appearance roll to see the effect you have on all of the patrons in the bar.
The music screeches.
It's one of
through
their main characteristics.
which appearance? It's a pass. It's a 30.
Oh yeah. Everyone stops. The celloist was doing a solo, and it definitely screeches as all heads just whip to the door. Can you describe? Oh, what are you wearing?
She is wearing a long floor-length dress. It's like 2 strips that just go down with a very deep V, all sequined silver, and then the bottom just flows straight down, but it's see-through and sparkling with rhinestones, almost like an ombre down, where it's like gathered around the hips and sort of disappears as it goes towards the feet.
Truly like an Egyptian goddess, something out of a carving in a pharaoh's tomb. This goddess walks into the room, and it's as if there's a glowing light all around her. And then the cello solo starts back up, and the band picks up what they were doing. And Bernice, do you see her?
Yeah, I think Bernie had her back to the door, but upon the screeching of the cello, I think she knows. I'm like, there can only be one reason that's happening. So she'll be sitting on the stool and have her feet up and just sort of spin back, and is just smiling as Celeste walks down the middle of the floor with everybody gawking at her. And Bernie shakes her head and is like, "Well, don't tell anyone that the siren doesn't make an entrance."
Bonjour, Bernie. And she goes to give her a kiss on the cheek.
And how was your travels? I hope they were amenable.
Yes, you know how it is. A long ride, but I had a more comfortable cabin as it goes. But let's not speak of that. How are you? How have you been? Staying busy? Seeing anyone? Perhaps?
I mean, if you mean like, new clients, yeah, I've got
Right,
a
of course, yes.
pretty big deal going on right now, and it's really taken off, which is I wrote you, that's why I'm in Chicago.
Yes.
Just dropped off a huge shipment, so it's like that's feels really good. I mean, from going from a lowly bartender to a witch, I guess, to something much bigger wheel in the machine. It feels good. Perhaps a little bit of that energy stayed inside me. Who knows?
Oh, yes. No, I definitely see that energy still in you. um, were you going to have time to come see the show, perhaps, while you were here?
Absolutely. I mean, the majority of my work is done now. I mean, the shipment's here, and as long as nothing goes wrong with the unstock, or if no customers complain about the taste of the bathtub it was made in, then I think we're in the clear. So yeah, I'll go to every show if there's an encore or a matinee. I'm sure every performance you make unique in your own way.
Yes, and your show is actually in a few hours. Josephine came in into town earlier today, but she wasn't able to rehearse. She likes to just go off of what Pierre Le Pew has already worked with you on, as she sent him ahead of time to do her bidding. And just then, out of the back room of the Rusty Kettle comes a young woman in a trench coat, followed by two older men behind her, whispering in her ears with each person they pass. And you see your old friend.
Subtlety, guys.
I don't know which one of us is facing the back. But
I think I am. So you're walked up to me at the bar, and then I sort of do that sort of cartoonish lean over. It appears you're not the only one making an entrance tonight, Miss Auclair.
Shyla,
mon
you
Dieu.
and your two bruisers head up to your old acquaintances at the bar.
Hello there, old contacts who I care not for but have plenty of information. May you meet my contacts. Contacts meet contacts. Welcome. Hello.
Shyla, I'm not sure I've ever been introduced so coldly in my life.
I like to be a professional. You know that I like to, and anyway, and other dude, these are previous contacts from a previous mission. Treat them with the utmost respect, please. Thank you very much. How are you two ladies doing?
Wait, are the contacts with her Oaks and O'Shaughnessy?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
The ones we know.
we've
yes,
met.
I remember you. We were at your bar. Yeah, you used to work there.
Absolutely not. You have a terrible memory. You can trust everything I say. So you're not stupid, but you know what? You can trust me. I'm smarter. So we'll start from scratch. So what's up, ladies? We're here to.
Yes, I see nothing has changed, Shyla.
I'm drinking coffee now, which is why I think this thing's happening. But yeah.
I thought we agreed no coffee until you turned 18.
Okay, well, I better. That was so many years ago.
Shyla.
Hello, it's a pleasure.
What are you doing here?
I heard Chicago had great pizza and great dances, so I actually heard you were in town dancing. I thought I'd come see you doing some dancing. And now it's a pleasure to see Bernice here, because I must say, I have some notes here somewhere in my... Oh, wait, never mind. It's embarrassing. So I'm just going to keep that hidden. No, it's good to see you both together, though.
Shyla, you are saying you came all the way here with Oaks and Shaughnessy to see me dance?
Yes, and like I said, the pizza. But yes, mostly it's the entertainment. the drinks, the bright lights of the city. We're just hanging out. We're not really. We're on a secret mission. Play along. Just hanging out.
I'm not
the
sure what
woman
we.
behind the bar that you spoke to earlier, Bernie, says, "Well, that's funny. I've never seen anything like that before. What the? Oh God! Oh, holy Christ! She's turned on the sink faucet behind the bar." And Celeste, you're the one who sees this first because Bernie was facing towards the back door, and she's more in your line of sight. Out of the faucet behind the bar drips maggots out one by one into the sink. She shakes the glass that she was trying to clean and throws it to the ground as just more and more maggots start to spew out of this faucet.
Oh
And
la la
then-
la la.
And then a few flies stretch out, and then a long earthworm just plops out of the sink. Celeste, can you please give me a sanity roll?
Okay. Yeah. Did we recover anything in these 2 years?
Oh, yeah.
We
Yes,
went to
actually,
therapy.
Let's take a
Yeah.
pause. Before you give me that roll, I would like everyone to let's see, in each year you have been able to take time to rest and recuperate, and after your mission, after you defeated the ghoul and you helped Keziah Mason to escape, you were somewhat conflicted for a time, but all of you seemed to ultimately decide that was for the best. And as you read about the body counts now and then of families of those who descended from the Arkham Witch trials, it actually makes you feel better. I'd like you each to gain 2d6 of sanity. Poor Celeste might lose some.
Do we have a max?
Your max is based on how many Cthulhu Mythos points you have, which, Bernie, I'd actually like you to gain 5 Cthulhu Mythos points by being inhabited by Keziah.
Where are those at?
Yeah, where do we
Bottom
see that?
left.
Bottom. What?
Cthulhu Mythos is its own category, kind of underneath Charm, I believe. And the sanity you recover as a reward for killing the ghoul and freeing the witch. Let's see.
How many points do you want me to put in it?
5 for Cthulhu Mythos for being
So I would-
inhabited by the ghost.
So I would have to roll under a 5 for that to count?
Oh, yeah. Look, it's not easy to learn about.
But
the myth-
so you said our max sanity. How do we know that?
if you
Is
have
it the number
sorry, if
that's
you have
next to
Cthulhu
it?
Mythos, then your total is reduced. Otherwise, it's 99.
Oh,
It's
that's
not
our
it's
our
not
max.
1/5 of your power. You have no max aside from whatever 99 minus your Cthulhu Mythos.
Okay.
So mine would be
everything
94.
as your max sanity.
But my current is 58.
That makes sense.
Oops.
Yeah, mine's 56. Okay.
I'm fine.
Also, if you had checked any boxes, you can roll a D100 to see if you improve it. And you actually want to fail this roll because it means that there's
Okay.
room for improvement. And if you do
So if we
you
roll
can roll a D10
higher.
and add it.
Okay, let me do that real quick. Okay, first one I got a 91, so it's higher.
Which is that?
Charm,
Okay, roll a D10 and see if you add to it.
I had 7. So it's now at 82.
Amazing. Yes, you're quite charming.
And then first aid,
And
which I rolled.
Havana and Kate, feel free to go ahead and roll for anything you have checked as well.
Just increasing my persuade.
Mhm.
And sorry, if we roll under that number, what happens?
Nothing. You're too good at it already.
What?
You do not improve the skill if you roll below it.
I improved by 1, so it's not fantastic on this side of the river either.
All right. So now, Celeste, let's jump back to the present moment if everybody's ready. As you're seeing worms and maggots drop out of the faucet in this bar.
Yes, 1 second. Last one. I had a lot of checks last time.
There was some good
Okay.
rolling.
Okay.
As this is
okay.
happening, I think
Now I'm ready.
Shiloh's just going to lean over the bar and just turn off the tap. Just turn off the
Oh.
maggot tap.
Sure.
So-
If Shyla saw it, then she's going to need to roll for sanity as well. And Bernie, as you see them looking, you turn and you see it as well. A sanity roll cannot be avoided.
Ugh.
I failed.
I fail also.
All right, don't worry. It's just a D2, which is 2 for Bernie. And Shyla, just 1 for you.
Wait, what about me?
Wait.
Did you fail?
Yes.
2.
I assume
Okay.
Oaks is totally fine. He's just standing there like, yeah, we have one of those at my house.
But that doesn't make sense because worms are in the ground. And Shaughnessy says, oh, that's a sickening thing. You never think. What is that going on? I never seen anything like it. Shaughnessy actually seems to be really put off by this, and he said, I left my hat in the back. I gotta go get it. His hat is on his head, and he jets into the back room where you'd come from earlier, negotiating with the bar owner. All right, Shyla, you want her to reach over and turn off the tap. Go ahead. Let's have you roll for luck.
No. I missed by about 28 points.
There's no stopping it. In fact, it seems that the speed is increasing. The bartender woman seems she's shoved herself up against the opposite side of the bar, and she's sort of climbed up onto the bar itself, and is like, "Please, somebody help me! I don't know what to do. There's something happening here." And as you see, the stream continues to flood out, and the worms are they're flooding the sink at this point, and they're starting to go up onto the countertop and to drip down over its edge. And as they drip, they're falling in the shape of footsteps. And of shoes, and then legs start to form with all the worms and the maggots, and the flies buzzing around are sort of like congealing to this thing as that drips out of the faucet, and you see a torso now being shaped up.
No.
maggots
Can I
and worms. Yeah, what would you like to do?
can I pull out a mini thing of hairspray? Does that exist in the 20s?
Grab some liquor from behind the bar.
Let's see.
I don't know.
Hairspray came out in the 50s.
Just
There's
kidding.
alcohol behind the bar.
But yeah, there's definitely a lot of bottles of booze within your reach.
Okay. Yeah, then I just grab one of the nearest bottles and break it near whatever on this thing. I don't know what this thing is, but near it, so that the alcohol pours over, and I just turn on the lighter and toss it. Like, no.
Okay, as this worm monster is forming, you attempt to light it on fire with alcohol. I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna want you to roll for
Where did you bring me? Bernie, what is this?
Listen, I think this sort of thing follows you around. We weren't having any troubles until you showed up.
if
Did
we're
you
gonna
say-
have you break the bottle and then light it on fire. I think this is gonna be a matter of dexterity.
Okay. Okay. Can I use luck on this?
Up to 10?
Is that a
On a dexterity roll. Well, we're not technically quite in combat yet because it hasn't, whatever this thing is, has not reached its final form, as it were. So, yeah, I'll say you can use luck.
I'm only 1 above, so I was okay.
Oh, sure.
I will use luck to make it a success.
Okay. As you spray alcohol all over this forming bug creature and then toss your lit lighter onto it, what happens? Some of the bugs on top that are on the outside that the alcohol was touching, the alcohol itself, this is a very high proof. And that means it goes up in flame like that. Like these people are drinking Everclear versions. That's why Bernie's stuff is so good. But you wouldn't have broken that bottle. This is a clear grain alcohol that you've poured on it. And it does, in fact, just start to melt the worms that are on top. And maggots are starting to shrivel up and turn into ash and fall around it, even as more are continuing to come out of the drain.
Yeah, perhaps we should leave. I don't know.
We might be the most qualified people to deal with this sort of thing.
I have
People
a
are starting to
show.
Scream now. Everyone's reacted to the bartender. Sure. Go ahead.
But no, I have a show in like a few hours. Bernie, I cannot deal with a bug creature coming before us. What is
Right.
this timings?
Celeste, I don't know if you're gonna have a show if a bug monster takes over Chicago. The amphitheater isn't that far from here. I imagine they'll know. If we deal with it though, real fast, then you can still make it to your show.
Okay. Oui.
Oaks, you know what? You know what's crazy is we have to see your show. That's what the boss wants. And if you ever dealt with bugs in your house, of course you have. Go stomp on those bugs, Oaks.
Oh yeah, whatever you say. Wait, what's his voice? That was the boss. Miss, okay. And he leaps over the bar, and let's see. Oaks is going to just start stomping. Let's have him use his strength. Oh, actually, sorry, I didn't have Celeste roll for her fire damage. Let's roll for fire damage real quick. Okay, so I think that a flaming bottle of booze is going to be a D10 of damage.
Okay. A 1.
Okay. There we go. It seems that this thing is not easily affected by losing some of the creatures that are a part of it. But as it's now like chest height, the shoulders and the arms are beginning to form as the sort of the ooze that's coming, it's flowing like water. These bugs, these maggots and worms and flies buzzing around are flowing like water out of the faucet. And now they're sort of inverting gravity as this water flows to form the shape of a wide-shouldered, tall man made of bugs. And Shaughnessy goes behind. He lifts his foot. Oaks goes behind the bar. He jumps over it. He lifts his foot as if to stomp and gets confused by how large it's gotten in just a few moments. And but he does extremely well on his strength roll. And because this thing, let's see how the bug creature does. Not so great. Shaughnessy is able to take his boot and lift it up and kick right in the kneecaps. This guy doesn't play by the rules. He's a mobster, and he always goes for kneecaps first. Let's see what he does. Oh, yeah. He actually slams one of the knees just out from under the bug man, and all of the bugs topple from around it. And as they're starting to reconstitute, he's slowed down for a moment. And then let's see, it's going to go to Celeste to make a decision whether to stay or whether to run.
Should I stay or should I go now?
Look, Bernie, how attached, have they already paid you for the booze? How attached are you to this place?
What, are you trying to burn it down?
I mean, you have a bug creature come out from the faucets, the taps, the sink. It's worth burning down.
Well, I think someone in my company burning down the entire establishment might reflect poorly on my business. Maybe we just I don't know, maybe we kick it.
Does Shyla hear this?
Yeah, you're all standing together.
Great. So as this is happening, Shyla runs over to a fire extinguisher because fire didn't work, and she gets that cold ass fog off the wall and sprays that bug boy.
When were fire extinguishers invented?
1810, I checked.
Thank you. Okay.
Wow,
great.
love it.
There are different
Get on
versions,
them.
but whatever. We're not gonna.
Right. It wasn't called that. It was called like the cold wall fire stoppy thing.
Yeah, it's like a red bulbous
Yeah.
glass container, an extincture, which can deploy 3 gallons of potassium carbonate. Okay, that's pretty
Same,
cool.
honestly.
Sure. Yeah, you grab the fire extinguisher from the wall, and do you want to throw it from a distance? Give me a throw skill.
Let me check my throw skill
Or do
before
you
you
wanna
ask
run
me for.
up-
Oh, you know what? That's fun because my throw is 20 and I hit 18. So
Amazing. All right. So you launch this thing, and potassium carbonate. I don't know what it does to human skin or bug skin. So
it
I'm
smells
gonna
like
say,
bananas.
yeah, I'm gonna say it starts to dissolve these creatures once again in the same way the fire did, but this time they're sort of just like bursting into a smelly little flame for just a moment before going out. The opposite. What's the opposite of flame? They're just combusting.
Frost.
Yeah. And give me a D10 of damage.
Mm. I'm gonna do that right now. Hello. That is a 7 out of 10.
All right. This thing was not able to dodge successfully. It starts to duck out of the way, and then you said you rolled a 7?
I did.
All right. Yeah. You burst many of these bugs in what was a chest. There's now just like it's kind of bright red where you threw this red liquid, and the worms are falling off. It looks like there's a huge cavity carved out, but now you can see its head is fully formed, and it has like what kind of appears to be hair. There are white colored maggots crawling all over. You see sort of sockets with eyes that where all the flies are buzzing, and you see a smiling mouth. And you've definitely caused it a great harm. Let's see. But it's still moving towards Celeste, who was the closest at the bar and the first to see. Actually, you know what? He's closer to the bartender, who's just right in front of you, literally still on the bar. She was too paralyzed to move. And it's going to attack her. All of the worms, it reaches its wormy arms, which are strong, thick things now when all of the power of the worms are pushed together, and it grabs for her, but she jumps backwards off of the bar. She falls onto a stool and skitters up and runs away. And now,
Love that for her.
Bernie, I believe it's your turn to act. Or did you already?
I haven't gone yet. Is this visage familiar in any way?
You do not recognize this face of flies.
Okay, or like the shape or the hair or something like that. I think Bernie's gonna grab a bottle of her what was it called? The Arkham Special off the bar where she had been. The bartender had put it down for her when she had ordered her drink, and take a big chug, and then light her lighter and spew out the Arkham Special to create a flamethrower kind of effect.
That is amazing. All right, to create a flamethrower, what would you like to roll?
I mean, a fighting brawl feels kind of right to me because it's like this is definitely something she picked up being a bartender and just having to like be rough and tumble in the
settling one too many bar fights. I'll take
yeah.
Yeah, give me a
Or it's like a
Wow.
bar. It's like a bar trick usually, like just to like impress people. Like It takes a lot to impress the mobsters, you know?
Yeah. All right. It's going to fight back.
Oh,
I got a 17, which is a great success.
Yes, it did not succeed in its fighting back. And you spray all up and down. It in its face, it just starts to melt away from this spray of fire. You seem to have really instantly hit upon what would destroy these bugs individually to start breaking apart the whole, because where Oaks had kicked into his leg, it immediately reformed. But where you have just lit a fire, these bugs, and then put them out with chemicals and then lit them again.
yeah.
I'm sure the chemicals are causing other effects at this point with the fire reintroduced too.
Let's see. Give me a d6 of damage.
Okay.
I'm
Fired
just
on the
seeing
over
like
grid.
the traveling show that we could have together forming in my mind.
I can swallow a sword too. 6.
Oh,
The head
Back up.
falls backwards onto and splatters onto the bar. It seems that all of these bugs now are starting to fall apart from the shoulders and the chest and the torso and the hips and the legs. They're just like flopping off in big chunks and then splattering in every direction as just individual worms and maggots that have no sort of otherworldly power unifying them.
Interesting.
And the thing is gone. There is still a lot of screaming from the bartender as she looks at all the bugs, and the flies are all like buzzing around everyone's face, and everybody has essentially left the bar at this point except for a few employees. And as the band is trying to pack up their instruments and run out too.
They tried to pack up.
Yeah, the
Bless
bartender-
them.
oh, I grabbed Bernie and kiss her real quick. That was magnificent. And I hadn't tasted your Arkham special yet, so it's also quite nice. Where did
I
you learn
don't-
to do that?
You pick up a couple tricks, in the when you do the things in the work jobs.
Yes. Well, this was not quite the romantic rendezvous that I had imagined, but
You had imagined.
just some things. So Shyla, you were telling us how you came here. What are you doing? What is this? Can we leave here and
You
talk?
do. And in fact, that's where we're going to leave our adventure for the night. We're calling it a little early tonight, everybody. And
Please
we're
come
gonna
back.
Huh?
Can we please come back? Can we come back? Can we go? We have a whole new adventure. How can you do this to us?
Yeah,
This is a
absolutely.
cliffhanger at the end of
Becca's like, absolutely.
No, not at
Yeah.
all. I leave it for 6 seasons as a movie and a movie as double close. Just like Community, just the same staying power. Yeah,
But why is Shyla in Chicago? What's going on?
we'll have to wait and find out.
This is mean. You're a bully, Becca.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it seems like you guys are the bullies because this thing didn't really get to attack anybody.
That's fair.
Before you
A part of me was like, maybe it forms and it's like, Shyla, it's me, your dad. I'm using these bugs to communicate with you.
Why didn't I wait for him to fully
Right.
form, Father?
You gotta check if everyone's your dad.
I'm pretty sure he's coming back. He's coming back at some point.
He left to get cigarettes 5 years ago.
I feel like you wanted to kill us, but not today, not tonight.
Not
Becca.
today.
I'd like to see another night. Yeah, I definitely did want to. I mean, Abner Wick definitely wanted to. But when you sided with the witch, you changed all that was possible in the world by being indifferent to the death of those that descended of the people that caused the Arkham Witch trials. So,
Indifference is a strong word. Like, we just didn't want to get involved.
Yeah.
you were
know.
pro witch.
Were we?
Definitely 100% pro witch.
I was
100%.
definitely pro witch, yeah.
I mean, Bernie was the witch, so I don't know what that means.
You're one with the witch. You're on her
Oh
side.
my god.
There's a little witch in all of us. Well, friends, shall we tell people, what else you want them to go check out that you've been into, and or any recommended reading podcasts or movies?
What? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, please. What about Kate?
Sure. The movie I watched most recently that I loved was Enola Holmes on Netflix.
Yeah.
So good.
I
Please
wanna
go watch
see
it. I've also been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is great. Whether you're into Assassin's Creed or not, get into that game. And as always, I have new content coming out on the link that is available in my Twitter bio. If you want to follow me on Twitter at twitter.com. I was going to do at, but it's twitter.com/Cage's tweets, and follow that link in the bio. There's some cool stuff there that's kind of secret. You should check it out.
Some really got a good secret. Got a really good secret. Yeah. I'm gonna make a wish list for us. I want 1920s trench coat. Kate.
Coming from Shyla, it's a little
Sorry, you're right.
unsettling.
Everything from Shyla is a little unsettling.
A little more, Kelly?
Oh my god.
Oh
I
my
do want this didn't even really happen in the game, but I really do want fan art of Shyla going dad to a figure made of
Just a statue,
maggot.
a
No,
mannequin.
just maggots and fly person. Just be like, Papa. Oh my goodness.
Are you my father?
I don't remember my dad having flies for eyes, but people change.
You gotta accept that change.
I can't expect you to be the same man you were 5 years ago. It's
Or even the
ridiculous.
same species. That's absurd.
Or even in human form. We don't all remain corporeal.
You don't
Same
know.
way all of us shed our skin cells.
Oh my
I would
god.
assume that you would shed your skin and perhaps you'd turn out with a bunch of bugs.
I never seen inside you. Perhaps you're always been full of bugs. Maybe I'm full of bugs since I'm your daughter. 1,000 bugs in a trench coat. The secret is solved.
I can't see it. Makes sense.
I get it. The Fly, Jeff Goldblum. Yes.
I don't
Grundle
get it.
Fly.
Yeah.
Watch The Fly if you want to
Don't
really
watch
be
it.
disgusted in a way that that man coming out of the faucet, like if that were a movie with very practical visual effects.
It's not nice.
That's
Yeah.
what Jeff Goldblum did.
Yeah.
Grundle Fly. Vanna, tell
Hello.
people if we missed Good Society.
Yeah, where do we watch
can
it?
people go
Oh
find
my
it?
god. Well, you can check out the VODs at twitch.tv/Saving Throw Show, or the first 2 episodes, I believe, are backlogged on the Saving Throw Show YouTube, or you can check out the Saving Throw Show podcast, and they the first 2 episodes are on there. And I worked pretty hard for the like audio effects and background music and stuff like that. So it's actually a pretty nice like performative. If you've listened to like the Jane Austen works that were recorded by like actors and they did sound design, like I tried to make it sound like that. So
How many
What did you listen
episodes?
to on audiobook?
say it
What
again.
Jane- I want to know what Jane Austen books you
Oh,
were listening
there's a
to.
collection I got for free. I think you can get it for free on Amazon because it's like public domain or something. But it is, or maybe it's if you have a Prime account. Oh yeah, it's a Prime account because it's an Audible original. But it's called the Jane Austen Collection. It has like all of her biggest books, and they're all voice acted. And people play different characters, and there's like sound design that fits with the environment. And Emma Thompson does part of it. Yeah. It's really, really good. I'm listening through Sense and Sensibility right now. And I think it's
Nice.
like overall the collection is like 1 million hours. 40 hours. 40 hours of Jane Austen, and you can get it for free if you have Prime. So I definitely recommend
41.
that. I
What?
recommend checking out my facilitation with my amazing cast of Good Society over on Saving Throw Show. And please just check out Story Brewers, who are the creators of Good Society. They also have an expansion. It's a Jane Austen-based tabletop RPG. They also have an expansion that includes the service workers part of it, and then they have another expansion that includes magic and like dueling and stuff. So it's very cool.
Yeah, one of my favorite books I ever read was Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Yeah, we're actually doing a zombie episode. We're doing a zombie. We're doing a Good Society zombie episode next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. PST over on Saving Throw Show as well. So it'll be sort of like a stilted epilogue to what we just wrapped up yesterday. And then, yeah, if you want to check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/HavanaRama, HAVANARAMA. I also put up behind the scenes stuff for all my tabletop RPG stuff. So I have Good Society, GM notes up there. And I also have previews of the sketches for all the character designs and things like that. So if you're into that, or like art stuff, I do photography, and I also just post a bunch of pictures of my dogs and the food that I cook, and I also answer a bunch of questions about content creation because I've been doing it for 6 years, so I have a little bit of insight. But yeah, I know a couple things. Otherwise, I stream 5 days a week, hypothetically, over at twitch.tv/Havana, VANA, and I'm trying to remember. I watched for movie recommendations. I watched this movie that was actually pretty poignant, and you mentioned Jeff Goldblum, and now I can't remember the name of the movie.
Let me just throw out there, Emma has the same woman that stars in Queen's Gambit, Jane Austen.
Yes, I loved Queen's Gambit. Highly recommend.
I watched this version of Emma just because I wanted to watch Anya Taylor-Joy because I'm obsessed. And now that I think about it, I try and be her, but I realize, Josephine, you and that actress are a lot more similar in terms of like poise.
Yeah.
Presence.
Absolutely. You're both very graceful and like incredibly like distinct beauties. Like, absolutely.
I do not normally look like this nor carry myself like this.
Guess what? She had a whole team of people. Although those eyes, they're just so big.
They're just big. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I watched the 1978 version.
I was buying it time so you could remember.
Jeff Goldblum is a wee baby, and it's so good. It's so good. I've never seen any of them.
Oh,
No, but it was like every 5 minutes I was like, oh my God, he's a baby. He's a baby, but he definitely still has the same mannerisms and everything. So those are my recs and my plugs.
Love that.
Thanks for having me.
Recs and plugs. Always and forever. Josephine.
Yeah, but I want to ask Vanna one more thing. How many episodes of the Jane Austen RPG, the good
the game we run, there's 3, and then next week there's going to be a 4th episode that's going to be like a stilted epilogue that has zombies in it, because the community unlocked that with some very gracious sub gifting. So yeah, so it'll be the same system, but I'm just going to work zombies into it.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, so I mentioned earlier we're doing a 8-hour marathon stream on Saturday from noon to 8 p.m. Pacific to celebrate and hype up the final weekend of our Eclipse Season 2 Indiegogo. You can go there and donate now and get like pins and patches from Season 1 and this really cool blueprint design of our ship that we're on. And if you want to watch it, the whole season is 6 episodes. It's on my Twitch channel, but is also on YouTube at Eclipse RPG if you search for that. And yeah, it's a dark sci-fi tabletop RPG that uses the mothership system, which are also super cool and fun. Folks, you can get it for free online. They just like give it at mothership.rpg.com. I don't know if it's .com, but you find it rather easy. Yeah, and yeah, you can check it out, and I hope you'll come by this weekend. The first part of the day, we're just total shenanigans, probably Jackbox party games with lots of friends coming by and virtually and doing giveaways of sci-fi games, like we're giving away Cyberpunk 2077, Detroit Become Human, a bunch of others, and then at 5 p.m. we are doing a special one-shot that Alex Ward is storytelling for B. Dave Walters, Cynthia Marie, Xander Genre, Luis Carrazzo, and myself. It's I think it's technically Vampire the Masquerade World, but we're all playing mortals. We're all playing ourselves.
That sounds very dangerous.
How dare
Yeah,
you.
I know. With Alex storytelling, he's just gonna kill us all. So
Yeah, he's definitely gonna kill you.
yeah, tune in for that. That's at 5 p.m. It's all Pacific time.
Oh, that sounds fabulous. I love it so much.
Oh, movies.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna list my favorite movies because I feel like that's what
Yes,
you
please.
should watch. Leon the Professional, Fifth
Yes.
Element, Princess
Yes.
Mononoke, and
Yes.
Wall-E.
Yes.
Oh, the
Excellent
choices.
favorite.
Also prepare to just cry the entire day and until the week after.
I would
Ollie.
never cry.
Wally. There's actually to piggyback on that, Rec, there's a tabletop system that we checked out called Machine Hearts. And it's basically just if Wall-E was an even more dystopian tabletop RPG, because you play as like little robots that have been abandoned after all the humans have left Earth. And you have to like battle like what your purpose is versus like what the changes mean for your existence, and power is running low and the world is at waste. And
Oh, you mean so what we're all experiencing now?
yeah, but we're not.
Ah, but like the
Wait,
tiny
are we
robot.
tiny robots? Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wait, you have to be a robot because you're too pretty, so that makes sense.
Y'all are robots. Y'all are robots.
Y'all robots.
Can you do the witch voice one more time?
For you, Becca, I will do the witch voice at any instant.
I don't like it. Oh,
Can I have some curly fries?
she's already eating spaghetti. Why would she need curly fries?
Those are my curly fries. I eat them like spaghetti because I'm a witch.
I've had you a basket of French fries, but as you look inside, you realize they're all worms.
Oh, I love that. I'm a witch. I love worms. The curly worm. The curly worm.
Sorry, can I plug one more thing? Because I totally forgot about this, but I'm super excited.
Do it.
No.
Becca said no. Okay, never mind. Thanks for having
Hey
me.
down there, what do you want to plug?
Oh, thank you, Becca. You're so generous. I'm going to be on the official AMC Twitch page tomorrow from
What? Watching
5 to...
movies?
Well, no, they're not allowed to do that. But they have this program on there called Rewatching Dead. And it's rewatching all the Walking Dead episodes. And they do every episode and have special guests from, I guess, people like me. And then also the actors from the show. I don't know how I got invited. But
Awesome, that's
Amazing.
But yeah, that's from 5 to 8 p.m. EST tomorrow at twitch.tv/TWD Universe. And we're going to be talking about season 2, episode 3. And I've written up about 2 pages of notes of like the religious analysis of the episode. So my art history days have really kicked in, and I'm actually like super stoked about this. I never do like analysis or rewatch talks or anything like that, but I love Walking Dead. So I'm like
Do you
super
have
stoked. So
a degree in art history?
I have a degree in photography, and to get a degree in photography, apparently you have to take 3 years of art history.
Wow.
So, and like when I did exams, it was like I had a stack of notebooks this big. One side had a picture of the art piece, and then on the back side was the tiniest writing I could of about like 50 different things to do with the piece that I would memorize every single one. So I'd have like 140 note cards that for each like quarterly exam, I would just like shove into my brain like fucking cottage cheese in a goddamn bowl, you know?
Is that how you shove cottage cheese in a bowl?
You take it from the container and then you put it in a bowl. Like
Get in it. Every last curd.
That's right.
I too have now remembered something.
Okay,
terrible
well,
tonight.
okay. Wait,
Art history?
You
Is that what
listen
you mean?
here. Is it art
Not-
history? Josephine,
this,
Oh,
yeah.
that way.
tell them. They want to know.
Tell me.
Oh.
I want to know.
This is so stupid. I just did on this past Monday. This past Monday, I had a very special guest, Dr. Neurophoria, come by on the stream, and he answered a bunch of questions about COVID-19 and how to stay safe this winter season. And my VODs are all like available for anyone to watch, but we also highlighted it, so it should be the most recent highlight if you have any questions. I mean, he spent 2.5 hours answering everyone's questions and going through
Cool.
stuff. So
That's fucking amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What a great thing to stream.
Yeah, it was amazing. And for those who he's the global health advisor to the U.S.
science
Health
guy.
Department. Yeah, he works for the administration on the COVID response, so he's like
He's legit.
very smart.
Yeah. Smart.
Very
Yeah.
smart. And
You
I
roll
was
for
honored.
intelligence, it's like a 90.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so there's that and
Oh, there's the link in chat.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey.
There you go.
They got everything.
Stay
There it is.
informed.
That's so cool. Thank you for doing that, Josephine. That's so important for people who have platforms to just do what we can to keep people informed about.
Yeah, with like
Shit.
accurate
Yeah,
information.
yeah, yeah.
Vaccines are on the way. It got approved in the UK for the Pfizer vaccine, and ours is going out to medical professionals and nursing homes in December in the US. So,
But
use
don't
insight.
don't use that as an excuse to go lax now.
not now.
No.
Be more
Snap.
vigilant than ever. That's what that means.
Yeah,
Becca, do you
someday.
have anything to plug?
Yes.
You, Kate. I do.
Wow.
I gotta plug Chaosium for sponsoring this episode, where crazy shenanigans ensued and you fought worm people and witches. And please go to chaosium.com and you can pick up what I got here, which is a Keeper's Rule Book. You can get all of their stuff in PDF, and only if you get directly at chaosium.com and not from any online purveyors that maybe might be owned by a soon-to-be trillionaire. You can buy it direct from the Chaosium website, and that's how you get a free PDF when you buy the hard copy, which is pretty sweet. Also,
Who could it be?
Daddy Jeff.
if someone had Jeff Bezos' money, what could they do? Just think about that for a second. Anyway,
I
just
thought you
saying, I guess
said,
his
I
own-
thought you said if someone could hand Jeff Bezos money.
Can we just give Jeff? I tried to.
Why won't
Um,
anyone give Jeff money?
Yeah. But other than love for Chaosium, also on Tuesday coming up, we have our final episode of Asunder, which our friend Adam Lawson created an RPG system. It's on Kickstarter right now. And Amy Vorpal is our wonderful GM. And what day is it? Tomorrow I'm playing Phasmophobia in the afternoon, California time.
Heck
on
yeah.
Geek and Sundry channel.
New
So please
prison
join
map.
me. Holy crap. I am on level 8, Havana. I don't know about you.
Prison map.
I got killed by a Bloody Mary, and it was so scary.
You know what's great about you having Jessa on that stream is she's 2 doors down this hallway, and I'll hear her on the stream and I'll be watching, but it's fun to go downstairs and make a cup of tea and just hear great fun for me.
Yeah, I get told by Mel, who is my wonderful roommate and BFF, that she can always tell when I'm playing the ghost game. Because
The ghost game.
Absolutely. Well, someday we'll get those scares when I make worm creatures come out of faucets.
No.
I love you all. Thank you so
Love
much
you
for
too.
spending
Thank
time with me. And thanks to these wonderful folks who spent time with us all in the chat. We love you all. So please check out these wonderful ladies on their platforms, as you probably already have, since y'all already know the links when we say the name. And come back our next episode of the Calyx. I think we're going to have one more in December before taking off some weeks for the holidays. And we'll be back in a brand new year of 2021 where everything will be different and all of our greatest dreams will come true, everyone. It's all coming in 2021. It's going to be our year. It's going to be your year. And
This
your
feels
year,
really cursed.
your
Don't
year.
say this.
My year.
Everything will go right, but starting in May. Starting in May.
Okay.
Yeah. Starting in May.
Sorry, yeah.
All right. Well, love everybody and have a wonderful night. Farewell.
Goodbye.